and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Well, let's see. We're on that one, yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite cameras right there.
Well, that's the thing.
I appreciate that.
I don't know if they're hearing us right now.
Why is that? Oh, because
I don't have my earpiece in. I forgot to
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear us, I would like to, first of all, before Bruce does the introduction, we've had a lot of show prep on this, by the way. I want to thank you.
I was ready like 30
you were
minutes
not
ago.
ready 30 minutes ago, or you'd had your earpiece in 30 minutes ago.
Well, that's probably true.
But I want to thank you again. Because of all the Canadian smoke, I came up 2 days early.
That was very
And
thoughtful.
I want to thank you for putting me up at the nice hotel there in Louisville.
Well,
And
it's in Flora. Well, I don't know Louisville.
that was Flora. I apologize. I stayed in Florida, drove up here this morning, but the smoke was so thick I had to come up 2 days early. And I want to thank you for the stipend, the meal stipend.
I'm glad to do it.
And the drink stipend.
Yeah.
Everything. Thank you so kindly.
Did you realize that?
2 days in preparation for this appearance.
Well, we're
Nothing
here
but the
now.
best for you, Bruce. Nothing but the
Well, well, we appreciate you, Lynn, that you will join at the drop of a hat. Actually, we've been planning this show for about 7 weeks.
It was interrupted by a wedding.
Interrupted by a wedding. It was supposed to be 3 or 4 weeks ago.
A couple anyway, at least 2 weeks ago.
And then there was some different things popped up.
Well, we'll talk about it later, but it was a hokey pokey accident. We'll just talk about that later.
A hokey pokey accident.
Well, a lot of times you'll see that at your bigger weddings.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Lynn Wells is here. He's the roving editor for the Wayne County Press, and we couldn't be pleased more.
I bet you couldn't be happier.
That Lynn is here because that frees us up to talk about an entirely huge amount of things. We can talk about television. We can talk about newspapers.
We
can talk about.
I don't know anything about radio, but I might come up with a radio story.
I'd be able to talk. We could talk tons of different media, as well as numerous police stuff.
We can do that.
The blotter.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Had a guy arrested yesterday, I think, for beating his girlfriend with a fishing pole. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's not a good thing, but I mean, for a news story, you can't beat that. Well, he beat that. That's a whole different story.
Okay.
Fishing rod.
Okay, I got to ask since you brought
Fishing
it up.
rod.
Since you brought it up. What kind of fishing rod? I mean, if it's a little fly rod, that's not going to be that bad.
No, it was a Shakespeare ugly stick, they call it. It was a Shakespeare brand ugly stick.
And that's
that's a stiff one.
That's a real.
Yeah. That's what they use in a lot of foreign countries for caning.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, now I had cane poles as well.
No. This is not a cane pole. This was a fiberglass, the Shakespeare ugly stick that he warped his loved one with.
Well, that's
not good. That's not good.
Well, yeah, he shouldn't do that.
No, fortunately, it wasn't equipped with a treble hook, so we're good there.
Fortunately for everyone involved, we do. Let's just get off of this subject entirely.
Domestic violence. Not a good thing.
Yeah, that's no. We're not laughing at this.
You quit beating your wife, didn't you?
That's the thing, right?
How long have you been?
When did you quit beating your wife?
You cannot possibly answer that correctly. You can't answer that right, can you?
It's a reporter's trick.
It is.
It's a reporter's trick.
Not funny. Let's get off of domestic violence because that is a terrible, terrible thing. It really is.
Well, that is.
Well, if it hadn't been for the fishing pole, it wouldn't have been a funny story.
When did you quit beating your wife?
Well, never. The answer is I never did. So.
I never started. Thought about it.
No.
I'm just teasing. It's a joke.
Bad joke.
Oh,
how much was your bond on that?
It's Thursday, June 29th. Thank you all so much for joining us today here on Thursday, June 29th.
You know what you should be playing in the background with a little Smokey Robinson music. Thank you very much.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Tears of the Clown.
Smokey Robinson.
Play the Tears of the Clown back in the background because everybody's teared up because
of the smoke, Canadian smoke
as well.
That's coming straight from, I believe it's.
We'll talk about it later. I've got maps, man.
Okay.
Don't rush.
I don't. Okay.
I've got show preparation.
Now you go ahead with the introduction. Go ahead.
I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I must have.
You're not listening when I'm talking?
No. Never do. I never do, Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thursday, June 29th. And actually, the smoke should be lessened today or...
Actually, by this evening or early Friday morning, to be replaced by heat and humidity.
Yeah, there you go. So
Terrible heat
one
humidity.
thing, but that'll help the crops grow. What is going on out in the neighborhood this day here on this Thursday?
I like
this usually when I go to a solo camera by myself, but you
I don't
always
want to because sometimes I like to.
You can
emphasize some things.
Well, and illuminate.
Illuminati. I don't belong to the Illuminati, but that's a whole different story.
I'm not surprised.
Are they out of business?
I'm not surprised. Up in Rotary Park in Flora this afternoon, 5:30.
Rotary
on Thursday,
Park.
June 29th. Well,
is this big? Because I like
used to be Kiwanis Park.
Oh well, Rotary took it over.
They've made a bunch of changes. Made a bunch of. They've added restrooms and there's like a snow cone truck there or something like that. Now.
Cool.
But the Flora Chamber of Commerce having a ribbon cutting this afternoon, June 29th at Flora's Rotary Park, formerly Kiwanis Park.
Formerly the Kiwanis Park.
Ribbon cutting will take place again at 5:30. I'm not certain on which side of the park it's
doesn't matter. Just look for the ribbon.
If it's going to be on the Rocket, this is the park with the big rocket.
I love the big
downtown
rocket.
Flora. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. So the Rotary have taken that over and have done all kinds of changes and taken care of that. Doing a wonderful job. Thanks very much.
Mm-hmm.
What else is going on today? Up at Pinky's. Pinky's.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, where's Pinky's?
Effingham.
Oh, okay.
It's on the lake.
Not to be confused with Mrs. Oppenheimer.
Not Pinky. Not that Pinky.
Not that Pinky. Okay.
Different Pinky. Pinky.
Pinky Bass from Grayville was a sweet lady. Did you not know Pinky Bass from Grayville?
I know Pinky Oppenheimer. I don't know Pinky
Bass. Okay, Doc Bass's widow.
Oh, I didn't know. Is she still around?
No, she passed.
Well, how long has she?
She had a long relationship, of course, with her husband, and later Clyde Hargett, which is a whole different story. But we can get into that some.
How many years ago is this?
Probably 30. Go ahead with Pinky's in Effingham. What's going on now? Is this a honky tonk or something?
Oh, it's on the lake. It's basically it's a nice stay. It is kind of a honky tonk / roadhouse / rest.
An event center.
Kinda.
What's going on? What's going on?
John Drake is going to sing.
John Drake.
Live music.
Thousands of people
from John Drake. I have no idea who John Drake is.
Wow. I'm speechless.
I went to school with a kid named John Drake for like 1 year, and then he moved away.
He moved away. Might be him.
Might be that John Drake.
Does he play a guitar?
He did not at the time.
Does this guy play the guitar, or is he going to sing?
Assuming so.
Picking and grinning?
Yes.
At Pinky's?
Yes. You want live music?
I love live music.
Third and final item going on.
This is big.
Down in front of the Fairfield Courthouse.
Oh, I know what this is.
Where the construction, they hold off.
Long enough for you guys.
They hold off on the construction for about an hour and a half. Actually, last couple of weeks ago, they didn't hold off.
Oh man, City Band?
Yeah, City Band.
It's your final perforence of the
season. That's right.
Will there be patriotic music?
Yes, there is patriotic music.
Patriotic.
Tonight at 7:00 in gorgeous downtown Fairfield, Illinois.
Scars and Stripes Forever. You'll be playing that.
That's one of the songs.
Stars. Well, it was wartime. A lot of scars.
We're playing. I tell you what, folks. If you like martial music.
Martial music.
MARTIA.
Bodine Marshall?
No. No.
Oh, marching music.
Marches.
March. I love marches. Morris March.
We've got
a men's store in Grayville.
Count them. 4. No. I don't know how many Morris Marches there are.
Well, there's only one in Grayville, Morris March.
Do you have any kids?
No, absolutely.
4.
Morris had no children.
Count them.
For a lot of reasons.
4 marches in the show.
I love probably the what's that one that your favorite?
Well, you already said one.
Oh, the Scars and Stripes Forever.
That's right. Newspaper you read when you were in the
Carmine Times March.
When you were in 1970 when you were working.
The Mercury March.
No, not that. When you were working out east.
Oh, the out east. Oh, out in the Farm Bureau Insurance, FBI.
Yeah.
The FBI march.
What was the newspaper you read?
Oh, yeah, it was the Washington Post.
The Washington Post march. We're
That's
playing
correct.
the Washington Post march. We're playing the march named after. I don't know if it's named after, or if the big rock out in Yellowstone is named after it.
The Yellowstone Rock.
The great big 3,000
Mount
foot
Rushmore.
rock.
No, that's not it.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. I don't know. What is it?
I think it's Yellowstone. It might be Yosemite.
It's by Yosemite.
El Capitan.
El Capitan. That's I think.
Playing El Capitan and also the Marine hymn march.
The Marine
Well, actually,
hymn.
not the Marine hymn, the Marine march.
But that's going to be nice. Semper Fidelis.
Semper Fidelis. So yeah, if you like,
I love marches. I'm serious. It talk about getting you up and moving. It really does.
Well, that's
gives you happy feet.
It'll probably give me a bloody lip for crying.
But
out
I'll tell
loud.
you this: if you have children, I'm serious as I can possibly be. Bring your small children to this because they will get up and march and have a blast.
And most
will.
likely roofing won't fall off.
Most likely. Is that what they're doing to the courthouse? Putting on
They're
the
doing all
roof?
kinds of stuff.
I didn't know.
It was interesting. The first show of the year, I was wondering if we were going to actually have the first show, but they because I had seen the trucks, and the next day, whenever I went up there for the show, the trucks they moved the trucks away from the thing, but they. One of the workers continued to do his job while we were doing our show.
A circular saw or something.
No. He was working he was locksmithing on the front door.
I see.
But he had shorn his shirt. And so he was walking around shirtless, and so A-Man says we ought to go play the stripper. We didn't.
You should have.
We should have.
It was an easy song to play.
It's
pretty easy.
got to have a clarinet. Who knows it? And that's off you go.
We played that in high school one time.
Oh, yeah.
Stripper. Yeah, everybody did. I guess high
Everybody
school.
did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You couldn't do that. Well, you shouldn't do it today, probably.
Why not?
What's that other song that they play a lot of times when the ball players are coming out on the field? Old Black Betty.
Black Betty gets played quite a bit.
That's a get up and move.
It's a get up and move, and the kids like it.
If you listen to the lyrics,
you probably don't want to play Black Betty.
I didn't think so, but then I've heard it a lot of times. Fairfield.
Another you've heard 1,000 times. Play that funky music, White Boy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you should.
Probably shouldn't.
We do play it. Actually, I haven't played that in years. But
now, at any point during your concert tonight, it's tonight, right?
It's tonight.
Are you going to play "I Like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie"? No.
We have not added that to the
Big
to
Butts.
the repertoire.
Is that the name of the song?
It's.
I like big butts. I'm not sure what the name of that song is.
I believe it is. I like big butts.
That'd be a great concerto
It's
edition.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. We have not added Sir Mix-a-Lot to the repertoire yet. But
Well, anyway, that'd be a fun time tonight. What time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. It'll be nice and cool by then. It'll be nice.
Yeah, it'll be
106.
95. But
You'll be
you'll
sweating
be able,
into your tuba.
You can see you'll be able to maybe able to see the air.
I don't know. Boy, it's terrible out there.
Well, what else is going on
I don't
today,
know.
ladies and gentlemen? January. How about June? June 29th, ladies and gentlemen, is National Almond Butter Crunch Day.
That's good stuff.
Toffee covered in chocolate come together to create butter crunch. It has a crunchy texture and a caramel flavor.
That looks delicious.
Variations on the recipe include toasted almond sprinkles. Oh, I've got great pictures of toasted butter crunch. I don't know which one my favorite is. Look at the chocolate on that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Look at this one.
Oh, that's even better.
It looks like they might have added peanuts to
It does look like peanuts, doesn't it? But it says
But
almond.
you got some almonds on
Probably
there.
chopped almonds.
I bet you they've mixed some peanuts to the almonds to make it.
If you have a nut allergy, you might want to stay away from that. But boy, it looks great.
This is a wonderful way to enjoy toffee. I'm sure it's very dietetic.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I would think so.
Keep you an insulin pen nearby.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea anyway, for a lot of us.
Wow. Well, that's really neat.
You know what else is, speaking of keeping
National days.
insulin, another one today on the 29th, this is National Waffle Iron.
Now, I love waffles. Waffle
Actually,
Iron Day?
no. This is not
Just the iron.
waffles. This is waffle iron.
Why would we have a National Waffle Iron Day?
There's actually a National Waffle Day, too.
Well, that's more fun than this. This is stupid.
This is stupid. This is what I don't understand. This is how come we don't have Pork Day, USA, or something like that.
I don't, because we got this
National Pork Day. We need that.
Pork Burger Day.
The first patent on the waffle iron was in 1869.
Ooh, that looks good. Doesn't that look
Nike
good?
co-founder,
That looks delicious. I love waffles.
Actually, I thought, see, now they're pouring it, and then you're checking on it.
Oh, check the temperature. When it gets brown, you take it off.
That one looks ready to go. I like my waffles. I don't like them crisp.
You don't like them crisp?
I don't like them crisp.
Well, I like mine just crunchy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
See, that's overdone for me.
Well, I'm so sorry.
Well,
That's because you
not
got
your
bad
fault.
teeth, that's all. If you had good teeth, you'd like them, be Gumby or something. What's the deal?
They're not that bad. They're just kind of, and
For dentures, they're pretty good.
Now you're making me feel bad. Now you're making me feel. You're bringing up.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Flaws. You're bringing up flaws.
I'm so
That
sorry.
hurts.
I'm
That
so
hurts a lot. About
Waffle Iron Day.
Waffle Iron Day. Nike co-founder Bill Bowerman,
Oh, I remember
an
him.
Oregon track coach at the time, used his wife's waffle iron to create the sole for the footwear that would be lightweight but also grip a surface. The design would soon be known as the Moon Shoe in 1972 and the Waffle Trainer in 1974.
It probably helped solve a lot of murders too. Probably with a footprint like that.
Well, I suspect that.
Did Helen Keller try to read one of those waffle irons ones? Is that true?
That's not a true story.
That's not. I'd heard that. I didn't know if that was true or not.
What do you want to see on TV? Actually, I've got another one later on here that I can throw up there too.
Don't be throwing up, please.
You make me feel like it sometimes. What's on television day? It's all baseball, folks.
Oh.
Yeah, we get to test.
Cardinals are doing better, aren't they?
Get to test the knowledge of our good friend Len Wells. This afternoon at 3:07, Chicago plays at Los Angeles. This
Dodgers.
is the American League, both American leagues.
Oh, the White Sox and the L.A. Rams.
Angels. You're so close.
Angels.
We did this last time, and you got that wrong too.
Well, the White
It's
Sox.
the same
I got the White Sox.
You got the White Sox right. Right. At 6:15 tonight, Houston plays
Astros.
at St. Louis.
Cardinals.
There you go. 7:05 tonight, National League, Philadelphia at Chicago.
Phillies and the Cubs.
There you go. That's on Marquee Channel 597. On MLB Network, they've got baseball all day long.
Oh, yes.
11:35 this morning, San Diego
Padres.
play at Pittsburgh.
Pirates.
There you go.
Boy, I'm doing good.
At 2:37 this afternoon, it is
It's an odd time to start.
American League, New York
Yankees.
at the Oakland.
A's.
You are incredible.
Thank
Now
you.
they're moving to Vegas pretty soon.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad. And then finally at 7:40 tonight, this is an easy one. I think we had these last time as well. You already said one, the National League, Los Angeles.
Angels.
National
Oh,
League.
Los Angeles, L.A. Dodgers.
Dodgers, LA Dodgers.
Bones.
Are in
The Bones.
Colorado,
Rockies.
taking on the Rockies. So good. So good.
Thank you. For
We're
a
gonna
guy who doesn't do sports, I did pretty well.
You did do very
Thank
well
you.
for somebody who really gives no rat's rear end about sports.
I do not.
We'll be back in a second, folks. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I'm Dr. Eric Pikus. I'm a general practice physician here at CRHPC, and I work at the Clay Medical Center in Flora. One of the things that I love about working for CRHPC is the fact that it's a federally qualified healthcare center. And that means that we can take care of any patient, whatever the case may be. We don't have to worry about their financial situation. And I love the fact that we can take care of anybody that needs our help. So no matter what care somebody needs, we're going to give them the best possible care available without judgment.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Sorry?
That would be number 4 if it's clean.
Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I switched over to that camera now, by the way.
That's not my favorite camera.
You don't
but
like
it's
that?
Oh, no. What's going on? What
I
else?
like that one. See that one I have
Oh,
set
you can
up,
do that.
like you said, to give you the close-ups. See, make you the big star. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make you the big
Very
star.
nice. Very nice. I like it.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, he is a big star. I don't know if you watch the. By the way,
Oxygen Network, yes.
By the way, this Oxygen Network.
I don't know anything about it. You don't like it either, huh?
I don't mean to say bad things about another TV personality because our TV network or anything like that.
I don't have anything to do with
It's a terrible thing to do.
But
this is a horrifying network. It is all murders all the time.
Oh, it is. It is.
I thought it was Oprah's network. What happened to Oprah?
I don't know. But the Oxygen Network, this particular series is called Homicide for the Holidays.
Yeah. And it's just one.
Oh, it's just one grisly murder after another.
Over and over.
I don't mean to laugh about it.
If you leave your channel on Oxygen Network, which on our
you'll be plotting a serial
187 or something. No, it ought to be 187.
Yeah.
You'll be planning a 187 on somebody.
Gosh,
it is like you've got when you don't have Snapped.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I understand that people use as a teaching aid. That's what my wife said.
Oh.
She has friends who use that as a teaching aid.
And they have killer neighbors and stuff like that, and killer coworkers, and
yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah,
but it's one after another.
One after another.
There's an endless stream of those. I mean, you don't have to look very far to find one these days.
But you were a big TV star.
I
this
wasn't
past
a star,
weekend.
but I was one of the people they interviewed for Homicide for the Holidays, which was the Niels Christian Nielsen case, him killing Sue Marshall and her daughter, 13-year-old girl.
And they showed their gravestone, and it's particularly grisly. I think we've probably already talked about it on this show.
I think we may have, because they interviewed me. They had a producer came in from California.
But that's what I kind of wanted to get to you, ask you about today was how did the procedure work to get on one of these TV shows? Because you weren't pursuing it.
Absolutely not. I just got a call out of the clear blue sky. A lady by the name of Chris Graves, who's a producer out of Hollywood, literally a Hollywood. In fact, she's an Emmy award-winning producer.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I'm serious.
I believe you, but it's just amazing to me that they give out Emmys for it was very effective.
She won her Emmy for producing some episodes of The Amazing Race.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
I love that show.
Oh, anyway, so she called me out of the blue because I had been the news director at a radio station that covered this particular crime.
Right.
And it was the murder of Sue and Melinda Marshall.
Right.
And Niels Christian Nielsen was the perpetrator. So she's, as a producer, she gets all these people lined up for interviews, people who either covered or were involved in the investigation and prosecution of Niels Nielsen. And I was chosen because I'd covered it from a news perspective.
I was kind of surprised I don't remember who was the reporter from the Wayne County Press at that time, but they weren't in the story. They weren't in the. They didn't find it.
I don't know whether they called them or they just declined. I have no clue. I really don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they called me because I'd covered the story extensively. And
so, how long of a process did this take? They called you when, and how long until you actually?
They called me, and it was probably a good 2 months before they had their interview schedule set up, and all these people they had scheduled time wise to go down to the landing, which is in which used to be the Wayne County Sheriff's Department / Fairfield Police Department.
Yeah, it's like a venue now.
It is. It's privately owned, Fairfield. But it's a quiet place where they could set up their multiple cameras and their audio people and do interviews, and that's where they did it. It was, as I recall, it was early last fall.
How long were you? What was the?
About 2 hours. I was there for about 2 hours.
So they cut you down from 2 hours to about on the show.
Maybe 5 minutes or less.
Yeah,
way less.
I don't know if it
might be 3 minutes, but I mean, it's a lot of editing, and basically the way it went for me was I was like, we're here, and she sat there with a computer asking me questions.
Right.
And I would answer the questions, and if I said something she thought was pertinent to the case, she would hit her computer and mark that audio.
Right.
And but it was interesting because it was amazing to me, and this is not the first time I've seen this happen, but the audio had to be perfect because they're running 2 tracks of audio. There's audio that's going through the camera, and then there's audio from microphones.
Right.
And it has to be silent.
Right.
So if there's an electric clock on the wall, battery-powered clock, they'll take the battery out.
Wow.
The air conditioning, turned it off.
If it's ticking, if it's
ticking, take the battery out of the clock. Air conditioning's turned off, heat's turned off. If depending on the time of the year, of course. So it is totally silent. And then at the end of my interview or anybody's interview, the audio technician would say, "Okay, we need 1 minute of ambient sound." In other words, there's sound in here when we're not talking. There's still some sound.
You can hear
there's a little
bit of computer.
A little bit of a fan in there from that room in there. So you had to sit silently for that 1 minute, and then they lay that in underneath your audio later.
Really?
In post-production. So the ambient sound is added.
Because the ambient sound isn't being picked up by the microphones?
That's correct. Very direct microphones, just to my voice, nothing else. So anyway, this is an interesting process. That's why they call it production, because but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's
they
nearly as sophisticated as Big Talk.
Absolutely, and they did the same process when they interviewed me about Bruce Mendenhall, the serial killer. They interviewed me at Wayne White in their boardroom, took the battery out of the clock, turned the air conditioning off. And
how many years ago was that?
That's been...
Was that Oxygen Network also?
No, I'm trying to remember who that was. But it was a Canadian production company.
Have you, how many of these are you going to do?
As many as they'll ask me to do.
Oh, they get paid?
I do not get paid.
You do not get paid?
Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't know.
No. There's nothing. There's no money in it. But it's kind of interesting to see how those, you've seen $1 million, 48 Hours in 2020 and stuff like that. You've seen those shows. And how they do that and how they produce it is remarkable to me.
That was the fascinating thing to me watching the show. And then, like I said, it was on Oxygen, Homicide for
some other platforms, too.
But they showed some drone footage. Mm-hmm. And, you're sitting there, you're watching drones.
They didn't have drones back then.
And I know that, but I know the town, and I'm sitting there, that's not Wayne City. And then I'm sitting there, then they showed downtown footage. That's not Wayne City, that's Fairfield. And then they showed some footage of it's holiday, so it's 4th of July.
4th of July, fireworks.
They showed fireworks. But they had flag-lined roads and stuff like that. There was no such thing. And this was flag-lined road from, I looked it up, there was an insurance company that they hadn't cleared up, blotted out there. The insurance company's in Pennsylvania. I was kind of surprised by that, but it was seamless. It was terrifically
That's all post-production. That's all post-production.
That's
but the reason why they were showing the fireworks and everything is because Mr. Niels Christian Nielsen, after he killed Sue and Melinda, went off to the fireworks show that night in Wayne City. So that's how it got to be homicide for the holiday.
Got to establish alibi, I guess.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to come back right after this. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about, Lynn. We'll be back in a sec.
At Midwest Farm and Land, we've got a team of dedicated land, home, and commercial experts ready to help.
We understand that buying or selling a property can be extremely stressful. Let our folks take care of you and help you find your perfect piece of property.
Whether it's recreational or hunting land, farmland, homes, or commercial, we're there to help.
Local experts with national reach. If you're interested, give us a call, 618-532-1961, or check us out on the website, midwestfarmco.com.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV.
Beautiful day. If you don't mind smoke and excuse me.
There are folks.
This is true.
And, I mean, there's an advisory going on.
An air quality advisory.
Air quality.
Anytime you get more than 2.5 parts per million of particulates in the air, you can have an air quality issue. And the particulates in this matter would be smoke from Canada.
How much
wildfires?
Do we know what the particulate level is?
More than 2.5 is all I know, Bruce.
The reason I ask.
Please.
The reason I ask is because I am, as I said, I'm playing tuba on Wednesday and Thursday nights.
You'll be okay by then. Oh, you should. Oh,
tonight as well.
Oh no,
we're shooting this on Wednesday.
No, you need to bring an oxygen tank with you. Can you put your mouthpiece through one of those nasal things?
Put my mouthpiece through a cannula or a CPAP.
Yeah, you're gonna need some help, I'm afraid. Wildfire smoke. Who would have thought? Seriously.
I mean, you've been around over 60 years.
Oh, I started this. Did I ever show you this ring? Never mind.
No. You've been around.
No, yes, I have. But anyway,
you've been around over. Have you ever seen this kind of smoke?
I have seen.
A battlefield or something like that. You've never been to one of those.
The fog of war.
No,
I have not.
Did you ever have this? Did they have the smoke down at the strike when
That's called tear gas.
Tear gas.
Yes, there was a lot of that.
Entirely different kind of smoke.
Yeah, down in Galatia, there was a lot of smoke down there. But this is wildfire smoke from hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, from northern Canada.
It was like a scratcher cat's back Canada or something like that.
I don't even think they have names.
I don't know where it is.
No,
way up yonder.
It's way up. It's way up in
we got a high pressure system.
Or it's way up in Ontario.
High pressure system dragging that down.
And it's dry, so it's and that's what started the fires. People were thinking that somebody's up there lighting matches and campfires. No,
Lightning.
It's lightning.
Yeah.
It's lightning.
And it's in the middle of nowhere.
Lightning, but it's just so dry up there that they had a slight.
You think it was bad Wednesday in this part of the country? I guess Detroit and Chicago are just dreadful. Worst air quality they've ever had.
That's what I was going to show you. Here is here's us. Well, actually,
I know what you're saying. I'm sorry. There's St. Louis.
There's St. Louis, and up there the legend here would be yellow is clear or clearing, green is clear, yellow is clearing, red is not good,
purple,
and then purple is worse, and then there's more. But I just got this one. This is the Illinois, so you can see Effingham,
right,
and you can see Mount Vernon. Nobody, for just like that doggone precipitation thing, nobody for some reason reports in South Central Illinois.
No, there's probably no observers.
No observers. You move off to the.
Oh my gosh!
Expand it.
Holy camole!
Then you have quite a bit more. You have the orange, then the red, and then the purple.
Purple is bad, isn't it?
Purple is bad, and the purple is bad. Red is bad. Orange is not good. But that kind of gives you the idea, Lynn, about you've got the yellow and the green. The smoke has already come through Canada. It's not in Canada anymore.
Oh no, it's being carried aloft and then is reaching the ground. No question about it.
It's hit.
Visibility is terrible.
It's hit Cleveland. It's hit Pittsburgh roughly, and then you see, like you're talking about, Detroit. Just in terrifically off, and Milwaukee for that matter. Minneapolis not as bad and then down here, and it's going to dissipate soon.
And the reason why is there's a warm front coming up from the southwest, bringing the heat that Texas has been suffering with. Texas has had a terrible heat wave.
So wait a minute.
Texas has had a terrible heat wave.
So we're dealing with either heat or we're going to deal with smoke?
Not both at the same time. So this warm front's supposed to come in from the southwest, bringing us 99-degree temperatures on Friday and high humidity. So we're going to have a heat advisory.
But then it breaks over the weekend.
Maybe. But see, last weekend we were supposed to have storms and rain, and it got nothing. The last two rains we were forecast to get did not materialize. Things are getting kind of desperate out there. I think
the
crops look good.
They're still looking good,
and that's primarily because we've had cool nights.
Yeah.
And not that hot. We've only had one 99-degree day so far.
Well, that's the thing. June is you usually have 2 or 3 90-degree days in June, and
we haven't had much.
We've had a couple of 90-degree days, but we haven't had much. But here for Thursday and Friday of June, we are going to have.
And as it was pointed out to me, the crops, when they're smaller, they don't need that much moisture, but as they get bigger, they really start drawing moisture, and if it's not there, the leaves will start twisting on the corn, which is an indication that they need water. I'm not an agronomist or anything.
For that matter, you're talking about the weather coming up from the south. That's also going to bring the humidity, though. Which will help the crops.
Well, that can help the crops, yes, it will, but it's not going to help people because it'll give us a heat advisory with a heat index of 105 plus.
Have you talked to anybody in Texas who's been down there? I mean, they're kind of used to it, just not in June.
Well, I just know that it has really played havoc with their hay crops because there's a lot of livestock production in Texas, of course, and their pastures are dreadful. They're just in terrible shape, so they're having to import a lot of hay from around other parts of the country.
It's a rough one. But
so once you go out to buy yourself a steak, that's probably why it's going to be higher than normal.
Now that I had not really considered.
Oh yeah. If you're a livestock producer and you got to buy hay rather than just cut it, then your price of production goes up.
We're going to come right back. Probably less weather talk, but who knows? We'll be back right after this on Big Talk. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
There you go. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Lynn Wells is here, the roving editor.
Not to be confused with reporter.
Press comes out tonight every Monday and Thursday. So
I'm not sure what they're going to print of mine that I've written. I don't know.
You've written stuff, but you don't know if it's getting printed.
Well, I think they're probably going to have the whooping on the lady with the fishing pole.
Okay,
that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
And then
your column.
I haven't written that yet. Thanks for reminding me. I got to go. Well, actually, I say it will be. Yeah, there will be. Should be. I mean, I would.
You
like my columns?
I do like your columns.
Thank you. Thank you for
they're enjoyable. Enjoyable as well as informative.
Thank you.
The one thing,
the story you caught Monday.
The story I caught Monday that caught my eye, and I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it with you. No, it was with somebody else. That I tried to drive a golf ball across the Wabash River up at Vincennes.
Well, it's a little narrower there.
I've done it. I've tried to do that a couple of times. I have not been successful because two reasons. I'm not any good at golf.
You have trouble with your loft.
Yeah, that's a lot of trouble with my loft, and I have, and it's a little wider than it looks.
It is, yeah.
It really is.
Water is kind of deceiving.
And I understand that there were some folks who may have miscalculated the size of the Wabash River this last weekend.
Well, do you know where the Illinois 141 crosses the Wabash River?
Down in New Haven.
Down by New Haven. Yeah, New Haven. They call it the Mount Vernon Bridge. I don't know why. Mount Vernon, Indiana Bridge. But there were three teenagers. Well, actually, there was a group of teenagers on the Indiana side near the bridge, relatively speaking. And they got to talking late at night. I say late at night, 9:30. And on a dare, two 15-year-old girls and a 19-year-old boy decided to swim the Wabash.
9:30 at night.
It's dark.
It's probably pretty close to dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
Might be a little light.
Not a lot. Yeah. So they take off. They strip down to their skivvy drawers. Okay. Boys and girls both strip down to their underwear and take off a swimming.
Not quite skinny dipping.
No, but
close.
So anyway, they're swimming across there, and apparently the river is terribly low. Okay, the river's terribly low, and first thing they come to is a sandbar in the middle of the river. So they don't know what to do. They're lost, or they can't. There's no houses around, nothing visually.
Nothing to judge where the other side is.
They can't tell where they came from. They can't tell how far it is to the Illinois side or back to the Indiana side. So they're lost. So they take off walking down this sandbar, and they're completely and totally lost. But they had swum that far to a sandbar, and so the people that dared them to swim wonder, well, they didn't come back. This is not good.
This is not good.
So they called 911. And 911, they send Indiana Conservation Police, Indiana State Police, Posey County Police, and then because they may have been in the water to Illinois, maybe drowned, White County Ambulance Service, White County deputies, the Illinois Conservation Police, they get there.
Who had the boat?
The White County Ambulance Service. Adam Allen put in a boat, and he's driving his boat around trying to find something, and he hears these people hollering for help. Well, he can't get to them because the river's too low. He can't get to them, but then apparently there was an Illinois conservation officer with what's called a motor it's called a mud motor, but it's an engine that allows you to operate in very shallow water.
Okay,
you'll see those
like a trolling motor type of thing.
Only more powerful than that, certainly.
Okay,
more powerful than that, and it was able to reach these kids, and then they get them off the sandbar and over to the Illinois side, and then when they got there, they're safe, but they call their parents. The parents show up, and the parents start blaming this 19-year-old boy.
Really?
Yes, it's all his fault, and they get into a fight. So they had to call the police. I mean, there were some police there, but not, that kind of police, So they had to call the cops to break up this fight over this 19-year-old kid who convinced these two 15-year-old girls to swim across the river. But it could have could have been terrible.
I got to tell you, I don't know.
It ended in a fight.
I've never seen too many smart enough 19-year-old boys even able to convince. I guess
it was a dare. The whole thing was a dare, but it could have had disastrous consequences. Now, here's another thing.
I was going to say, when did they give them the intelligence test?
The next day, I think.
They probably didn't
when they got home. No, they didn't need it. But here's the deal. It was, it had been hot. Okay.
Yeah.
When they started out, and the water temperature wasn't cold, but by the time they had gotten to the rescue part of the event, the temperature had dropped 30 degrees, so they were wet and they were muddy and they were almost hypothermic. So they had to be checked out by the ambulance crew because they were shivering to death.
Yeah.
Because the temperature had dropped 30 degrees. They were wet and muddy and had virtually no clothes on. So it was a terrible thing. And had the river been higher and there been any current to speak of, they could have been all the way down to Cairo now. You know what I mean?
Lesson to be learned.
Don't do that dare thing, especially when it comes to swimming across a river. I did that. I walked across the Wabash River when it was frozen once, and I would never, ever, ever do that again.
Did you hear cracking and that?
Worse than that. You could hear there were holes in the ice, and you could hear the water whooshing beneath it.
Oh!
I was petrified. Got to Pearl Beach on the Indiana side. I said, we got to get back somehow.
How'd you get back?
Same way we went there, but it was still frightening, very frightening. Walked it frozen. It looks like it's solid frozen, but there are holes everywhere.
Oh.
It scared me to death.
Oh, that's we'll come back. We're gonna quit talking about Lynn's horror stories. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, Lynn Wells here. Back in a sec.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose auto owners insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Napa know how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Try that sometime.
Hey, folks, welcome back.
Welcome back
to a Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. And Len Wells is here. He's the roving editor for the Wayne County Press.
Been at it a while. Been in the news business a while, that's for sure.
It's a little early, but did we know if Uncle Skeet did he have anything, or did Aunt June,
Aunt Jenny? You mean
Aunt Jenny and Uncle Skeet do anything?
Well, I wish you'd asked me earlier.
Well,
but I'm not really sure. Too much is going on.
I didn't know if you'd been in contact.
I just knew that they went down to what Rumsey, Kentucky, was to renew their vows. They call it their vows. They're going to renew their vows. You know, because they got married in the courthouse. They got down there, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but the courthouse had burned down.
Oh no!
Burned all the way to the wheels. It did. All the way to the wheel.
Last time you were here, we talked about Foster Brooks.
Yes, we did.
So I was thinking, you've met a lot of people. You know, what are some brushes with famous and with celebrity?
Red Skelton. I've told you my Red Skelton story, haven't I?
No, I'm not sure.
You're not sure? I interviewed Red Skelton. Of course, he's from Vincennes, Indiana, where he tried to drive the ball across the Wabash.
Right.
And he's an interesting man, very funny. I loved him. I really loved him on TV. Did you like him?
I thought Red Skelton was pretty good.
Pretty good. Anyway, he told me the story, and I'll never forget as long as I live. He said, Len, you knew I grew up in Vincennes, right there on the Wabash River. And we were talking about,
did he try to drive a golf ball across?
He did not, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I bet he did.
But we had kind of struck a friendship there because I raised my kids in Grayville on the Wabash. Yeah. And he said that his dad taught he and his brother, I think it were two brothers, how to swim in the Wabash.
Oh, really?
As he said, that's where I learned to swim was the Wabash River. He said he literally threw us in the river. You've heard stories. Parents will,
usually a lake.
Well, this was the Wabash River. He threw him in Vincennes, and he said, you know what? If we hadn't been able to fight our way out of that grass sack, we wouldn't be here today. And he told that story, I laughed so hard. Yeah, he's a good guy. Interesting. Phyllis Diller, met her.
Where'd you meet Phyllis Diller?
She was making an appearance in Evansville and stopped by the TV station for an interview.
Now, these are people that you're catching on
on tours and stuff.
Yeah. How about just like random?
Helen Hayes.
You met Helen Hayes.
Helen Hayes on the.
When you see somebody famous like that, will you go up and to talk to them, or do you leave them alone?
No, I go up and bug them.
Do you really?
Yeah, and her son helped me with this.
James MacArthur
from Bookham, Dano. He was Dano of Bookham.
He was Dano.
I met her and him on the steamboat. Oh, what's the name of the stern wheeler that comes through?
Not the Admiral,
No, that's St. Louis. I'm talking about a river
Delta
cruise.
Queen.
Delta Queen, thank you, the Delta Queen. Met him on the Delta Queen. I went to do a feature story on the Delta Queen and just happened to run into Helen Hayes. And
she wasn't working to play or anything like that?
No, she was just cruising.
No kidding.
And she was a sweet lady and very.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Very gracious, and her son Bookham. I said, Bookham, and he didn't think I was funny.
How many times has he heard some goober?
Bookham, Dano. But I just ran into those folks. And I ran into a very famous, I guess you'd call him an astrophysicist.
Really?
One time.
Who's that?
Carl Sagan.
No, not Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I would love to meet him someday.
I would love to meet Neil deGrasse Tyson, too.
Yeah, but
you met Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan at the airport in Cornell, New York.
Really? Mm-hmm. I had a run in. You mentioned that so you stopped and talked to these people.
I did. Well, we were both waiting on the same plane, so we flew. I forget where we were going, Pittsburgh or something like that. But anyway, we sat there in the terminal.
What a nightmare for you both.
Oh, the Pittsburgh, in the Cornell Airport terminal. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty small airport, smaller than Evansville, actually.
I had a run in. We were going to Bloomington, going to see Illinois basketball up in Indiana, and went to Steak and Shake. There were four of us.
Love those.
And there were two other people in the place. It was John Mellencamp and his wife / girlfriend,
wow,
whatever she was at the time.
I understand they're pretty gracious people.
Huh?
I understand he's a pretty gracious guy. Wasn't
everybody said, Bruce, go talk to John Mellencamp,
and you didn't?
I said, I'm not going to go talk to him. I don't want to. I said, I like John Mellencamp. I like him a lot, but I don't like him enough to interrupt his meal.
His cheeseburger. Wow.
I didn't want to interrupt his cheeseburger.
Well, he looked pretty ordinary, though, didn't he?
He looked pretty ordinary. He looked like he was just in there minding his own business, eating a cheeseburger. Downtown New York City.
New York City.
New York City.
New York City. And it was the World Trade Center.
Who'd you see?
Julian Lennon. John Lennon's son. Yeah. I was coming down from Windows on the World restaurant.
Oh, so you went up in the
I went to the Windows on the World. Yeah. We'll talk about that another episode because that's a fabulous story to me. But anyway, I was riding the express elevator back down, and who gets on but Julian Lennon, John Lennon's son.
No kidding.
And I recognized him and introduced myself.
How long? Okay. How long since he had been? Because he was famous in the 80s. Mm-hmm. He did his songs in the 80s.
This would have been about then when he was famous.
I didn't know if you had met him when he was. And you're in the elevator. He's got it trapped.
Oh yeah. Not more than I think it was probably not more than 5 or 6 people at the time in the elevator. So, how you doing?
Hey,
love your music.
What do you say? Hey, you're Julian Lennon.
Yeah, something like that. And he said, "You're Lynn Wells." And we just struck up a friendship that lasted to this day.
Has it now?
Oh, I get cards from, I still I used to, until a few years ago, get a Christmas card from the great, amazing Kreskin.
You do not.
I did until just a very few years ago.
Well, is he even with us anymore?
I don't think so. But
he may not be sending them. Sending them from beyond.
From beyond. The amazing Kreskin. I don't know if your viewers remember that.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
But yeah, I interviewed him one time, and I don't know whether he had an associate or something.
Well, he had a show. I remember a show in Fairfield.
But I don't remember where I ran into him. But I got every year for years I'd get a
How
Christmas
in the
card.
world did you get on the amazing Kreskin's Christmas card list?
But I did, and that's a fact.
Would you reciprocate?
No, I never did like him. I thought he was a phony.
He's a medalist. Come on.
No, I didn't. I like David Copperfield a lot better, and I've told you that story. We'll do that another time. I like David Copperfield.
He's
quite an illusionist.
But that's the thing; they're both illusionists.
Yes, that's it. Distraction.
They are both terrific, and they're both terrific at their job.
Yes, they are.
Or one of them is not nearly as good now.
Amazing Kreskin wasn't good when he was popular. He was worthless. I didn't care for him. It's like Bruce's last name, Dickey.
He handed me his business card earlier.
I mean, he was bad, I thought.
Lynn, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's been a blast.
Yeah, folks, we'll get Lynn back here in a week or two once the smoke clears. And we'll talk to y'all next time. Have a great day.